Once we turn in this last little bit of loot to the Guild Master of the Thieves Guild, we should get ourselves 90 thieving. Also, in the process of going from, 83 to 90 thieving, we made about 2.5 mil. So, it's not a fast way of making gold, but you will make some money training thieving. But now that we have 90 thieving, that means we've unlocked access to player-owned ports through the convict. It probably would have been better to get a skill to 90, a port skill to 90, and start player-owned ports ages ago, just because it can take a long time to start unlocking things that come from it that are very useful, like scrimshaws and weapons and whatnot. Frankly, by the time we can make the weapons from player-owned ports, we're probably not going to use them. Oh well. While we do the ports tutorial, the intro tedium, we're going to take a look at our skills. As you can see, we got 90 thieving. Would be surprised. Likewise, I can't remember what we had at the end of the last episode, and I don't feel like checking. So you can just look at what we got and compare if you're so interested. You're probably not. I got a Reaper assignment to kill Krill Susaroth. So that's what we're doing. He's weak to fire spells, so that's kind of convenient. It makes accuracy not as much of an issue. And what's interesting about him is that it's actually advised not to pray against him, because if you pray against him, he's more likely to use his special attack that does about 4,000 to 5,000 damage. What I really hate about God War's bosses, though, is having to get kill count. If I can only get 3 or 4 krill kills per trip, that means I have to kill 40 minions every time I want to get 3 or 4 krill kills. And a big issue with Krill is that he does a lot of damage, so I'm eating through a lot of food. I'm aware of the method where you run around the room and you kind of keep a distance from him, and I tried doing that, but I suck at it because I suck at PVM. So I gotta do this the hard way and take damage. While I was getting Krill count, I got myself Morty, the Constitution pet. That's another pet to add to our collection. I don't think I mentioned this before, but I also have Willow, the divination pet. I got it during Double XP weekend, but I forgot to record it, so I'm letting you know now. I want to unlock the golden mining suit, which is the XP boosting set for mining, but to do that we need to do a bunch of prerequisite quests, such as the Forgettable Tale of the Drunken Dwarf. It's a very easy quest. Then we also do My Arm's Big Adventure, which I'm surprised we haven't done yet, but we're going to do it. We unlock a disease-free herb patch, which is useful, and we get some herblore XP. Would have been more significant ages ago, but free herblore XP is free herblore XP. Forgiveness of a Chaos Dwarf is the direct prerequisite for King of the Dwarves, which is the quest we need to do to have access to the lava flow mines, where we unlock the golden mining suit. King of the Dwarves. My criticism of all of these Keldegrim quests is that they are rather quick, but most of the time is spent running from the east to west side of Keldegrim. It's very tedious and I hate it. We get a healthy bit of XP, and now we have access to the lava flow mines. Prior to the mining and smithing rework, getting the golden mining suit was super painful. But the lava flow mines were also more populated, so it's kind of sad seeing it totally empty. Basically, back then you'd have to pray to the RNG gods that the liquid gold nymph would appear and bestow upon you a piece of the golden mining outfit, and you'd have to get that 5 times to have the full outfit. Now, once the progress bar fills above your head, the mining progress bar, the nymph appears, and then you get a piece of the golden mining outfit. It takes about 20 minutes for the bar to fill. It's advised to mine at the 50% obstructed section, because you get more progress and more XP per mine, per swing. And it takes about 20 minutes, so a full set would only take about 100 minutes, so an hour and a half. Much, much faster than it used to be. This is also where you get the Imcando pickaxe pieces. You need 4 pieces. You get them from these little distractions that can occur while you're mining. Lava geysers appear, and you hit them with water spells, and then you mine them, and you get a piece of the Imcando pickaxe. You get 4 pieces, and you use that with a gilded dragon pickaxe, a gilded dragon pickaxe, which you can get from the liquid gold nymph, to create the Mkando pickaxe, which is a tier 80 pickaxe that can be augmented. The Mkando pickaxe and the crystal pickaxe are fused together to make the pick of time and space. Not time and space, of earth and song. Time and space is the mattock. So to get the highest tier pickaxe, you need 2 dragon pickaxes, one of which must be gilded to turn into an Mkando pickaxe. But you can't get an Mkando pickaxe until you complete Birthright of the Dwarves, which we can't do yet because we don't have 85 strength. We'll come back to that at a later date. And here it is, the full golden mining outfit. It gives us a plus 6% boost to our mining XP. And if we have the magic golem set, it inherits the bonus. So the elite mining set still gets the bonus XP. We have certainly neglected Tears of Guthix for some time. But now, because we have a high enough mining level, we can make a new stone bowl, which increases the amount of XP we get from our tiers. We mine the large rock, we craft it into an ornate bowl, and then we bring it to Juna, or Yuna, however you want to pronounce her name. And when she lets us into her caves to collect the tiers, you get, I believe, 300 XP per tier instead of 180. You also need 80 crafting to do this, so make sure you have that if you come here. We've had 80 crafting for quite some time at this point, so I didn't have to worry about it. Shattered Worlds is an interesting minigame. I don't hate it, but I also don't really like it. It's kind of tedious, but the XP you get from it isn't terrible. The reason why we're doing this is because a reward from Shattered Worlds is the ability Bladed Dive. It's a very, very good ability. It's basically Surge that lets you pick where you want to go, and it doesn't share a cooldown with Surge. So if you have Bladed Dive and Surge with mobile, you can zip zoom around the map every 10 seconds for each. So you could do Bladed Dive Surge, or Surge Bladed Dive, or you can glitch and do Bladed Dive and then Surge back to where you were. It's great. The problem is, it costs 63 million Shattered Anima, and at low levels, you can't get that much Shattered Anima per floor, and there's a point where there's the max floor that you can't progress beyond because you keep getting killed. The highest floor I was able to get to was about 55, and if you go beyond that, you get extra anima for reaching a new highest level floor. But I found that doing floors 35 to 40 or 41 to 46, but that range, whatever the interval is, gave me about 1.5 to 2 million anima. So when I came back here, I didn't do this all in one sitting because I would have... no. But every time I came here, I did those floors a few times. So, you do that about 30 times and you get Bladed Dive. Not bad, right? The reason why I wanted Bladed Dive was because I wanted to get a Dragon Mattock from Big Game Hunter. Now, yes, I could buy a Dragon Mattock, and it probably would be faster to make GP a different way and just spend the 18 mil and get the Dragon Mattock. But I wanted to see how much money I could actually make from doing Big Game Hunter to get the Dragon Mattock. How much would I make from the dinosaur bones, from the hides, from the dragon hides, from the meat, and from possibly unchecked animals? It'd be an interesting experiment. Also, I wanted to see how painful Big Game Hunter would be without Bladed Dive. Bladed Dive makes Big Game Hunter a lot less, I don't want to say dangerous because it's not a dangerous minigame skill or whatever you want to call it. But when you get caught by the dinosaur, it's kind of annoying, and Bladed Dive makes you less likely to get caught by the dinosaur. For those who are unaware and have never done Big Game Hunter before, the idea is basically you build 3 ballista, called scorpions, using materials you collect in the area, and you also build a platform, like a pressure plate, that you put the bait on, and then you craft some spears that you load into the ballista with poison from the frogs in the area, and then you launch the ballista at the dinosaur when it steps on the pressure plate. The gimmick is you want to get 3 frogs that are the same color that do the maximum amount of damage, because the max damage one frog does on a spear is 30,000 damage. The dinosaur has 90,000 HP, so if you get the 3 correct colors, you kill it in one hit. So the first round, you need to figure out which poison is the correct one. And then for the rest of the game, I guess you could say the next 7 or 6 dinosaurs you can kill until they go into hiding for an hour will use the same poison. And then after you kill the dinosaur, you can skin it and get the rewards from killing it. So for this first one, we got some dinosaur bones, some arcane apatosaurus meat, some noted dragon hide, and a damaged dinosaur hide. And look at that, we got 77 hunter from killing these pterodactyls. Yes, you get hunter XP, about 7,000, depending on the tier of dinosaur you're fighting. So here's the interesting thing. I have a lot of progress to make because I don't have 90 hunter, which means I can't build the final hunter lodge improvement on Anachronia. The tier 3 hunter lodge removes one of the frogs from the field. Now, normally you'd think, okay, who cares about that? That doesn't matter. But when you approach a new round, when you don't know which poison to use, you have to kind of do a trial and error thing. You could either do one of each color, or you could do 2 of one and 1 of the other. Either way, you're not going to be able to kill it in one hit. It will be impossible. So you're going to have to use 2 pieces of bait at a minimum to kill it. With one of them removed, you have a 50-50 chance of the first 3 of the same color actually killing it in one hit. So that Hunter Lodge improvement's pretty good. We also got 84 herblore from creating the poisons with the frogs. You get a little bit of herblore XP. Not a lot, but it's token XP, it's not bad. You'll also notice I have enchanted notepaper in my inventory. We haven't upgraded the bait box yet to its maximum potential, which means we can't use it as a deposit box. So the best thing to do is to have magic notepaper with us to note the bones so we don't have to run to a bank at any point and lose the inventory we have of logs and vines and stuff. So usually what you want to do in these things is to accumulate a bunch of spears, poisoned spears, before you build the ballista, because the spears carry throughout the games, and if you have the correct color spears, you don't have to worry about it. You just have everything collected right away, and you can fletch the spears in a safe spot. Sometimes, though, as you can see, you can get 2 dinosaurs to spawn, and even 3. It's much harder to do because you have to avoid 2 dinosaurs, but this comes with greater rewards. If you kill the first dinosaur, you get the loot from the first dinosaur. That makes sense. Then you kill the second dinosaur, and you get double loot. You don't get 2 rolls on the loot table, but what it drops will just be doubled. So you could actually get double mattocks or triple mattocks. It's happened. Not to me, but it's happened. The problem is if you fail to catch both of the dinosaurs, if you get caught, then you lose the double. So you start another round and there's only 1 dinosaur. So be careful. 78 hunter means we can catch carrion Jadinkos, but not on Anachronia. At 88 we can catch the ones in Anachronia, and that is considered one of the best training methods for hunter, especially during double XP weekend, because it is always overloaded with people. One of the many valuable rewards you can get from Big Game Hunter is the high-level farming seeds, such as Chiku seeds, which sell for about 500k. After we killed this Cimatops in cold blood, we got from it the Totem of Treasure top and the compass arrow, which we can use to get some hunter marks. That's something I haven't talked about yet, hunter marks. Every time you kill a dinosaur, you get 1 hunter mark. Unless it's one of the double or triple dinosaurs, then you get double or triple marks. These hunter marks can be used at Irwinson's hunter shop. We're going to bring this compass to Irwinson, and he's going to give us 25 marks for free. Why do we care about these marks? Well, there's one unlock we get from this hunter shop that's significantly important for Big Game Hunter. It's a permanent unlock. So if we open up the shop, you will see we have, for 50 marks, quick traps. Quick traps increases the build time of traps by 30%, which means we have less chance of being caught by the dinosaur while setting up the traps. We can also buy unchecked dinosaur eggs for 80 marks, but that'll come in the future. You know, I was thinking of doing a montage of all of the dinosaur skinning. I recorded all of the rewards, or most of the rewards I got from the dinosaurs. But frankly, they're mostly the same. You know, some hides, some bones, you know, maybe noted sharks, noted manta rays, what have you. Seeds. So, I'm not going to show every single one, but I will highlight the important ones. For my own sanity, I like to take breaks from what I'm doing and try something different. So here, I'm testing to see how much profit we can make by casting Super Glass Make, the new lunar spell, or newish lunar spell. Take some Astral Runes, take some buckets of sand, take some soda ash, cast the spell, and you get 1.3 times, on average, the amount of sand as molten glass. And if you're curious where my elemental runes are, I have an elemental staff which gives us all elemental runes. It's a low-level staff, but it's useful for applications such as this because fire runes, water runes, earth runes, air runes, all those runes, they're kind of expensive, especially when you're using them in the thousands. So I bought about 6,000 soda ash and buckets of sand, and we're going to see how much molten glass we can make from it. My prediction, since 6,000 times 1.3 is 8,000, is that we'll have about 8,000 molten glass. Let's find out. There was a point where I really got into a groove because I have my keyboard set up, so when I press the 5 key, it's a mouse click, so I don't have to move my mouse around. Yes, mouse keys are totally fine. The problem is auto hotkey. Jagex doesn't like auto hotkey, understandably, but mouse keys are totally fine. But I was using mouse keys and the keybind setup, not the keybind setup, the preset, the bank preset. And I had the spell keybound on one, so I was at this great clip, just like doom 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 doom, and it was like just a rhythm. It was like a rhythm game. So I was superheating the glass really fast. You know, you gotta time it correctly, or else you're going to double cast the spell, and then you'll see it says like you don't have enough runes to cast the spell. So you have to time everything right. It seemed to be 2 ticks. So I had a metronome that was 100 beats per minute because there's 100 ticks per minute in the game. And if you do every 2 ticks and you press the buttons in a certain way, you shouldn't interfere with yourself. It should work quite fast. If you have everything set up correctly, you can close your eyes and go into a trance and just doom 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 and just hit the keys with just perfect rhythm. It is very boring though. So if you close your eyes while you're doing this, you're probably going to fall asleep. Wow, I'm a dingus. So I made 7,800 molten glass and I forgot to record selling it to see how much profit I made. I did make profit, and it was comparable to what the wiki says the profit is. So if you're curious, check the wiki for Super Glass Make. And it is somewhat accurate. If that's a method you want to do to make some money, to train some crafting, and to train magic, go for it. I would recommend it. Set up your keybinds in such a way that you don't have to focus too much, and you can get into a rhythm, get into a trance, and hypnotize yourself by making glass. 79 Hunter from Big Game Hunter. The Tier 3 skilling buildings all require a specific item that you get from performing activities around Anachronia. The Hunter Lodge requires a reinforced dinosaur pelt, which we got. So we don't have to worry about that now. We just need to get 90 Hunter. That's going to take more time. But it's a 1 in 150 drop from Big Game Hunter, so I'm glad we got it now instead of getting 90 Hunter and not having it and having to wait to get it. RNG sucks, so it's a good thing to get it out of the way when we can. We also got a dinosaur rib bone, which is useful for the Tier 3 player lodge. Fantastic. We got the middle of the Totem of the Abyss. It's a totem we're probably never going to use, but it lets you teleport directly to the totem, so if you have it set up somewhere in an inconvenient spot on Anachronia, it can be a fast way of getting to that part of Anachronia. 80 Hunter means we can now catch a new dinosaur in Anachronia, the Spicati Apterosaur. We can also lay 5 box traps at once, but who's hunting for real? We're doing Big Game Hunter, come on. The reason why hunting Spicati Apterosaur is significant is because their meat is worth a ton. Their meat is used to hunt the Pavasaurus Rex, I believe. Of course, the Pavasaurus Rex meat is worthless because there's no other dinosaurs to use that as bait. But the Pavasaurus Rex has a chance of dropping the Pavasaurus Rex animal for your player-owned farms. And the loot from them is slightly better, but they give more XP. The next highest meat in price is the Corbicula Rex meat, which we can't hunt yet, but it uses Scimitops meat as bait, and the Scimitops meat costs about 100k each, but we've been hunting Scimitops as well. So we'll have some meat left over to hunt some Corbicula. The fortunate thing about Spaghetti Apatosaur is that their bait is Bagrata Rex meat, which we've been hunting a ton of as well. And even if we weren't hunting Bagrata Rex and getting their meat is only about 40 to 50k, so it's worth the investment. You turn the 40 and 50k to 200k, or even 400k if you get 2 pieces of meat from the Spaghetti Apatosaur. It was at this point when I was hunting the Spaghetti Apatosaur, how many times can I say that in this episode, that I realized how much money I could make from hunting these things, even if I don't get a Dragon mattock. This meat is expensive. I probably should have done this sooner, but we're going to upgrade our Dragon hatchet to a crystal hatchet, since it will cut down the trees faster. For some reason, I didn't think to augment it at this point, and we don't augment it till later. I'm an idiot. Oh, jeez. Ooh, 3 Spaghetti Apatosaur. Risky, but imagine how much meat we're gonna get from these things. That third one could drop 6 meat. Alright, this is the first one. What's great about these multiple encounters is that as you kill them, it gets easier. You see, if you kill one of the dinosaurs in one hit, none of the ballista get destroyed. So you'll have the 3 ballistas set up. All you need to do is load them and then put bait on the pressure plate, and then you kill the next one. And then you just kill the final ones. So the last 2 give you 5 times the reward, but it's maybe 10 times easier to actually kill them. It's great. And we got the 3rd one. Oh man, imagine if this thing drops a mattock. We'd get 3 Dragon mattocks. Some people were lucky enough to get triple Dragon mattock drops at the release of Archaeology. They were worth about 300 to 400 mil at the time. So imagine just killing a dinosaur and making a bill. It's pretty wild. Taking a break to do some fletching. I want to get 80 so we can do the Sears diary tasks. I didn't realize this at the time, but you can boost for the Sears tasks. You can boost for any of the tasks, it's not specifically Sears. But I didn't know that, so I was training to 80 so I could make the magic shortbow in the Sears Village Bank and complete that task set. But you can boost. And I should have, but I didn't. 80 fletching. We can now make magic shortbows. I also trained some herblore. Got 85 herblore, so we can now make super anti-fires without having to boost. And we get some extra XP from Irby Wibby. More dinosaurs, more slaughter, more double. Here's why you want to hunt Bagrata Rex, even if you're not going to use the meat for anything. Every dinosaur has a 1 in 65 chance of dropping itself as an unchecked version for the farm. The Bagrata Rex one goes for 6.5 mil. 3 of those is a mattock. 83 Hunter, we can now bare-hand catch dragon implings. We're back in Shattered World, shattering the world, and getting 80 attack. 80 attack means we can now use chaotic weaponry, but we're unlikely to actually do that. We can use bane weaponry and attuned crystal weaponry. I've been doing farming runs here and there. I haven't really been filming them, but one of the farming runs I do is planting fruit trees in Latia. It would be very convenient to have a teleport to Latia that doesn't require any charges. So we are going to get the Tyrannon Quiver 1 by completing the easy Tyrannon tasks. And the quiver does thus. It can hold ammo. We no longer fall in leaf traps. We get some noted tortoise shells from warped tortoises. It acts as a crystal chime, but we have that in our tool belt. And we can use the elven crystal in the dungeon with the warped creatures to teleport to the end, which will be useful against warped terror birds, but we're probably not going to be fighting them anytime soon. More importantly, we have unlimited teleports to Latia and Elonid's location. The Latia location is right near the fruit tree patch, and the Elonid teleport is great because she recharges our crystal teleport seeds, so if we forget to recharge it, we can just teleport to her and we don't have to worry about it ever again. We can just teleport right there since we don't have the infinite teleport crystal yet. And finally, The useless part of the quiver is that we can sell limestone to Meredith. Who the hell is Meredith? We can get 15 swamp tar per day from the Letia General Store, and we do some increased damage to the Mourners / Knights of Ardoin in West Ardoin. Whatever. 84 Hunter. Yes. Another unchecked Bagrata Rex. 6.5 mil right there. Killed a bunch of dinosaurs, went back to Shattered Worlds, shadowed some more worlds, and got Sifu the attack pet. I'm sure plenty of people are pissed that I'm getting all these pets so early, although combat pets do seem to come much sooner than other pets. When I like to get away from the hustle and bustle of killing dinosaurs, I like to come to my god Saren and play her some beautiful music, get some crafting XP, some construction XP, and some harmonic dust that we can use to make items in the future. What am I doing? 8500 means we can now use our arcane apatosaur meat as bait to hunt Asciatops, another tier 2 dinosaur that gives decent XP, and a higher valued meat. Our first Asciatops. These things are ridiculous looking. The meat they drop is green, but it's worth about 171k. If you're willing to buy green meat from me for 171k, I am willing to sell it to you. The Totem of Summoning Base. Less RNG we have to deal with in the future, should we ever want to set up that totem on the island. Since Irby Werby is a time-locked thing, we're going to buy the Totem of Crystal Basin now, so we'll have it in the future when we get the other pieces. 86 Hunter, we can now hunt yellow salamanders and aquatic Jadinko on Anachronia. The unchecked Scimitops item looks very bug-like, and I kinda hate it, but it's 3 mil, so I shouldn't complain. We're making some super invention potions to get some herblore XP, wait for a boost to our herblore level so we can make extreme invention potions, and because the Yak Track wants us to make some potions. A bit of a sidetrack, I will admit, but we got the hard Sears Diary task set completed, which means we get the Sears Headband 3. This means we can get an enhanced Excalibur from the Lady of the Lake. The enhanced Excalibur is augmentable, which means we can put the mobile perk on it. It's also an offhand, so when we get Bladed Dive, we can have our axe in one hand and the Excalibur in the other hand and cast Bladed Dive. It's a dual-wield ability. There are some other things that this achievement diary gives us, but they really don't matter much. The GE value for an unchecked Asciatops is about 3.5 mil. It's unlikely that we'll get that much since the dinosaurs like the Scimitops, the Asciatops, and the Malatops don't have very good produce on the farm. They don't have bottled dinosaur wars. They give you spark chitin, which isn't as useful as the other pieces of produce, unfortunately, but we should still get a few mil. Oh hey, look at that, 85 Slayer. We can now kill abyssal demons. 13 years ago, I would have been losing my mind over this. Hey, check it out. We have 63 million anima. That means we could buy the Bladed Dive ability. Or maybe we should get Salt in the Wound? No, we're gonna get Bladed Dive. Salt in the Wound sucks. Bladed Dive. Awesome. Never coming back here. Oh, another unchecked Asciatops. Neat. 88 Hunter means we can catch Carrion Jadinkos on Anachronia, and we can catch Charming Moths in the Wilderness. Another unchecked Bagrata Rex. We can buy a mattock now just from the 3 Rexes. 87 Herblore from the Frogs. Went ahead and did some penguin hunting. Spent all the penguin points I had accumulated from this week and last week on a bunch of huge XP lamps, and used it all on herblore, giving us 225,000 XP. Oh yeah. At 20 GP per XP, we just saved 40 mil. We got 8900, but I forgot to open up the skill menu. Oops. Oh man. I want to get the tier 3 lodge before I move on to hunting more dinosaurs, so I have some protean traps in the bank I'm going to use to catch some carrion Jadinkos and get to level 90. And there's level 90. We can now catch the Corbicula Rex and get the tier 3 lodge. We also unlock a new adventure in Player Imports. The tier 3 lodge removes 1 frog from the big game hunter encounter, which makes it useful when trying to find which frog is the correct one. You basically have a 50-50 shot of the first 3 killing the dinosaur in one hit. The bait for the Corbicula Rex is Scimitops meat. It goes for about 170k, but the Corbicula Rex meat is about 300k, and we got 2 from the first Corbicula Rex we hunted. Quite the profit. Yes! Awesome. 301 marks, so we've killed around 300 dinosaurs, but we finally got our dragon mattock. Whew. 18 mil. I made more from all the other stuff than I did from the mattock. Here's about everything we got from all these dinosaurs we killed. The numbers might not be exact because some stuff might have been mixed in with other things in my bank, like the herbs and the granwall spikes I just kind of put off to one side so they're not in the count. And the damaged dinosaur hide elk for 5k each, so there's an extra mil worked in. But we made 118 mil, and that's not even including the mattock. So much of our profit was made from the meat and the unchecked dinosaurs, specifically the Rexes. We made almost 28 mil from 4 Rexes. I don't know how much time this took. I wasn't really counting, but I had fun, and that's all that matters. So we might as well get it out of the way and turn this dragon mattock into a crystal mattock because we have quite enough harmonic dust, and then we'll augment it, put some perks on it, and we can get back to archaeology. And when we get to the Warforge, and we get the Imcando slices, we'll need to get another dragon mattock to make an Imcando mattock, which at 99 will merge with our crystal mattock and have a mattock of time and space. But for now, let's enjoy the crystal mattock. Now that we have the crystal mattock, it's the perfect time to do some cooking. It was part of the yak track. I just had to cook about 1,000 fish, and I have a bunch of raw soul in my bank, so cook them. We're going to end off the video by doing a couple quests. First, we want to do the mini quest, the Hunt for Surok, because it's a prerequisite for another quest. We killed Bork the Big Orc, and now we have access to killing him every day and getting some charms. I'm not going to remember to do it, but more importantly, we can do the next quest, which is While Guthix Sleeps. This quest, when it was added into the game, required 270 quest points to do. At the time, there was only 270 quest points in the game. You had to have the quest cape to do this quest. You know, I don't want to bother Tharisk. He seems to be having a lot of fun, but we have a quest we gotta do. Okay, good, he stopped. Oh, nope, there he goes again. You accumulate points when you kill Black Knights, 1 point per night, but the elite Black Knights give you 12 points, so you have to kill about 110, 120 of them to get full access to the White Knight weapon shop. We'll come back here later to do that. So these 3 guys are useless. They just get completely evaporated by a black orb. It hits Hazelmere, disintegrates him, and our character screams, "Hazelmere!" What about the other 3 guys? Do we not care about them? Well, they're all dead anyway, so they don't matter. Why am I so tiny? You remember the original depiction of Guthix I showed you guys in a previous episode? Take a look at that stone mural. It's a hairy skull. Looks like Guthix. As is the case with most of the quests I've been doing, I thought this quest was going to be a lot harder than it actually was, but most of the time when I do these quests, I'm a much lower level. I'm level 117, 115, something around there at the moment of this recording. This fight was pretty easy. I understand why this isn't a prerequisite for other activities, but Movario is part of archaeology, and it's weird that we interact with him there before we interact with him here. We get 4 chunks of 100,000 XP. Can you guess what we're going to use them on? The first one, obviously, herblore. The second one, agility, because we're very close to leveling that up once. And the next 2 are going to go on herblore once more. Ooh, a cutscene. The Dragonkin, the Stone of Jas. It's Slibath and Kriflath and Kerfalath. They all have... Wait, hold on. Sakurth, Strissath, and Sithath. Jagex. Better names for these things. We're going to end the video here with us getting 88 herblore, which means we can make our first extreme combat potion, an extreme attack potion. How exciting. Thanks for watching. Take care.